So here's a loose ends topic I want to include, and that is the enumerated data types. So for example, we've already talked about data types, the int, the float, the char, the boolean, and so on. What if I wanted to create my very own custom data type to represent the flavors of ice cream? Okay, I can do that. C++ is a language that gives you a lot of control over the language. You can really customize the language to meet your needs. So what I'm doing is I'm using this enum construct. This is the syntax. Look at the semicolon at the end. That's kind of unusual to have a semicolon after the curly braces. But in any case, I'm coming up with a new name for my very own brand new data type. I'm going to call it flavor to represent the flavors of ice cream. And then in the curly braces, I just put all of the permissible values for the flavor data type. It's got to be this. It's got to be these. I could add to it, but you're kind of like laying down the law, saying, okay, this is the new data type, and these are the possibilities that you can put into a variable of that data type. Okay, so there they are, and so now I have my own brand new data type, and here I am creating a flavor variable using my very own brand new data type. I'm calling it fave, and I'm putting the salted caramel in there, which is a legal value, as you can see it up there. So, I mean, if you think about, like, if you were to create an integer, we've done this before, int age equals 19, okay? Look at the syntax here. Data type, variable name, and then the value goes in. Same thing here, data type, this is my custom data type, variable name, I'm calling it fave, and then the value is going in. So you see that the syntax lines up. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to run this. My favorite flavor is 1. That is not what I was hoping for. Here's what's going on. Behind the scenes, these options, this is an enumerated data type, and the options are enumerated or numbered, okay? And it is a zero-based numbering system. So brownie chunk was 0, salted caramel was 1, which is why we saw the 1, and so on. If you want to see the actual words, you have to do a little maneuvering. And the switch is really perfect for this. Let me uncomment this. I already have it typed out. Okay, so I talked about in the last video on the switch that the switch works with integral types, types that are represented as integers behind the scenes. So for example, the integer, the boolean, which is 0 or 1, the char, which is converted to a number as it's stored in memory, and then also this any enumerated types. So the enumerated types are integral types. As we've seen, they are stored as integers in reality. So in any case, I'm going to put a switch on that flavor type, fave. In the case of 0, then we're going to say brownie chunk. In the case of 1, it's salted caramel. I have a string called str fave, which is going to hold that string value. Remember the break statements with the switch? You have to put those, otherwise it's going to fall through and you're going to get the last one every time. Okay, so I did put a default, which is in case they didn't, in case something else does, one of the ones above doesn't execute. So in any case, that'll work. Let me go ahead and run it. Okay, so we see this was the first statement before we did the switch, and now we've done the switch and the output looks a lot better.